गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे वर्णानाम् अर्थसङ्घानां रसानां छन्दसामपि मङ्गलानां च कर्तारौ वन्दे वाणी विनायकौ भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धस्वान्तस्तमीश्वरं वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणं यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्रः सर्वत्र वन्द्यते सीतारामगुणग्राम पुण्यारण्यविहारिणौ वन्दे विशुद्धविज्ञानौ कवीश्वरकपीश्वरौ उद्भवस्थितिसंहार कारिणीं क्लेशहारिणीं सर्वश्रेयस्करीं सीतां नतोऽहं रामवल्लभां यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं प्रज्ञौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवां मोदे स्थितिर्षावतां वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिं नानापुराणनिगमागमसम्मतं यद् रामायणे निगदितं क्वचिदन्यतोऽपि स्वान्तसुखाय तुलसी रघुनाथगाथा भाषानिबन्धमतिमञ्जुळमातनोति भाषानिबन्धमतिमञ्जुळमातनोति रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. Who is Ram? Sitaya pataye namaha. It is not Ram's Sita, it is Sita's Ram. Because Ramchandraji could not. Here Sitaji is telling in the first chapter the which is the Ram Hridaya, the heart of Ram. And when Ramchandraji saw the greatness, no more demons to kill, no more evil persons left. All over the world there is peace, tranquility. All good kings have been established. Having taken the Pushpak Viman, Ramchandra ji, Hanuman ji, Ram, Sita, Hanuman, Vibhishan, Sugriv, Jambavan, they all came back to Ayodhya. And having come back, then they are sitting down where Ramchandra ji is sitting on his throne along with Sita and all the others, all these rishis, all the monkey kings, Vibhishan, Jambavan and all others, munis, they are all standing there in the court, and there we can Ramchandraji can be seen as the effulgent one among all of them, whose glory could not be compared to anyone there. Just like the sun diminishes the glory and the light of all the stars and the moon, isn't it? Same way. He was so effulgent because he had conquered everything. And at that time Hanumanji is bent. And who is Hanuman? Hanumanji, having done whatever jobs Ramchandraji has given him, he has finished that successfully, completely, no regrets, no expectations, this has to be done. Then only one is available, when there are no regrets of the past and no expectations of the future. He is in the moment and he is sitting in front of Ram and Sita and looking up at them And at that time, Ram felt such great love for Hanumanji, and seeing that here is a person who is full of knowledge. Only a realized master can see that another person that he is full of knowledge. Then we can only say, for the benefit of all of us who are studying now, that Ramchandraji told Sitaji, Sita, you tell Hanumanji what is my truth. This you tell him. And that time, Sitaji, in short, Sitaji said that, oh Hanuman, what I am going to tell you is the greatest secret. It has never been told before, and actually it is stupid people who believe that Ramchandraji was born in the Raghukul, was born as a son to Kaushalya and Dasharathji. ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. Let them dance. I am also dancing. So it does not that he was born to the Raghukul, in the Raghukul, to Kaushalya and Dasharath, and people think he was sent away on sannyas, and he killed so many Rakshasas, and he came back. Ramchandraji did not do anything. I did everything. Ramchandraji is the Parabrahma Paramatma, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Pukta Paramatma. He cannot do anything. Everything that wherever doing is, wherever activity is, that I am, that I have initiated that activity. It's like the, how should we say, the space is saying, what is the space saying? That all activity within this world is happening because of me, not because of sun. Sun is as it is. You say, sun, thank you for light and darkness, thank you for the day, thank you for the seasons. Sun says, I don't know what is day, I don't know what is night, I don't know what is seasons. Thank you for sunlight and heat at least. No, I don't know what is sunlight and heat also. From sun's point of view, it is so bright that it doesn't even know anything else. Just as water does not know there is a ocean or wave, sun also doesn't know anything else. But still activity is taking place. Similarly, Parabrahma Paramatma is all that there is. Infinite reality. How can you have creation where there is only infinite reality? See? Yet at the relative level, at the empirical level, at the at the creation level, we see when we have not known the infinite reality, we feel there is a creation. And what is this creation? What are its two poles? One is the individual creation and one is the total creation. See? Who is this total now? Where is the individual and the total creation existing? Or what is it the manifestation of? It is the manifestation of the Shakti, it is the manifestation of the Prakriti, it is the manifestation of the power, potentiality of the infinite. Because the infinite and its potential are one and together all the time. Sometimes this potentiality expresses itself and sometimes it doesn't. When it is not expressing, when it is zero, it is called Shakti, it is called Avyakta, it is called unmanifest, and when it expresses, then it is called as Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. And the Lord's, the infinite reality, expressing with reference to, remember all this we told in last, infinite reality, formless, attributeless reality, expressing with reference to Avyakta, unmanifest, is called Ishvara. And when that Avyakta expresses as Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, then that Ishvara then again falls down and not falls down, expresses as Brahma, Rajas, Vishnu, Sattva, and Shiva, Tamas. And then all the other drama begins. For reason, some that aspect, just as some water, what is what? Infinite. Some water identifies with one form, it is called wave. It's a phenomena. Either you can remain identified with the form or you be independent of the form. Mahatmas are independent of the form, even though seen as expressing through the form. And we are by them seen as expressing through the form, but we are identified with the form. Ulta hai pura. Huh? So, for stupid people, Ram has taken birth. But Sita is saying, all activity is done. I made Ram manifest, I made Ram do whatever was required. Exactly the same way. The Atma that we are is infinite in nature. It is when Atma is continuously shining. Just as from sun's point of view, there is no sunlight, there is no sun rays, there is no color, it's dark light. But when it passes through the nature, through the space, it expresses as the sunlight and the various colors depending upon the medium. Same way, when Avyakta expresses as Vyakta, similarly when this mind, Avyakta at the totality level, our unmanifest mind at the individual level. Where is unmanifest mind in the individual level? Deep sleep. Then it expresses. It expresses as waking or dream. But there was no variety in the deep sleep. There was total zero. And suddenly in dream and waking, all the variety, all the colors, all the possibilities, they start expressing. One of them is us. Don't forget that. One of them is us. This form is only a projection of this mind. The I thought is a projection, but it is the Atma which the mind is making into the, that Atma it is natural for the Atma to express through the mind. Just as you stand in front of the mirror, it is natural for you to reflect in the mirror. It is natural. At the relative level, you cannot do anything about it. That the Atma is going to express through the mind. What is Atma? Parabrahma Paramatma. What is Atma? Nothing but Ram. Parabrahma Paramatma. What is mind? Equate it with Shakti, equate it with Sita. And what does she do? Just as she makes that formless reality to express as Ishvara when it is unmanifest, and express as Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh when it is manifest at totality level. Same way, that Atma, this mind, when it is unmanifest, it is called as the deep sleeper. Because Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh at individual level, it is the sleeper, it is the dreamer, and the Sattva is the waker. See, who is making it happen? The mind is making it happen. What do we consider? I am speaking, I am seeing, I am hearing, I am touching, I have my duties, I have to take care of my baby. Growing up into a donkey, I'm talking about you. He's busy. Don't worry. Someone else accepted that. From the back, he was absent. But this is our story. I am growing old, I am sick, I don't want to catch COVID, I am tired of staying inside, I was affected. How foolish it is, isn't it? Who is making the manifestation happen? The mind. Atma is untouched. So Sitaji is saying Ram is untouched. He cannot do anything because he is everything. Now, from relative point, you can only use this language that he is everything. What do the scriptures say? Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. He is all pervasive. But that all and pervasiveness, that means spread out everywhere. That language is only at the relative level. From absolute level, there is no. It's nothing like that. You can't tell the space. Space is all pervasive. Space is all that there is. At the nature level, space is the basis on which air, fire, water, earth, and all the variety that we see in this creation express. Without space, nothing can be. Can space be without air? Yes. Can the space be without fire? Yes. Can the space be without water? Yes. Can the space be without earth, land, mass? Yes. Can the space be without people, trees, plants, water? Yes. Space can exist can exist. Huh?
By itself, in itself.
No.
Can exist.
No. Space exists in its own absence. Don't forget that. It is not. What is space? Emptiness. Another word, nothingness. Nothingness is not an object to be perceived, but in meditation we look at emptiness. There is nothing. There are no thoughts. What is there? Nothing. Can you see it? Yes. Bewakoof hai. Emptiness is not an object. But somehow we have created that darkness in front of our eyes and we are watching it now. फिर उसके अंदर you see the golden light or the purple light or the blue light and वो घुसते रहो फिर बाद में सरदर्द शुरू हो जाता है. क्या बोलना है?
For contemplation purpose, to a certain extent, that does help, isn't it? The black.
If you start from the wrong footing, it will not conclude in the right conclusion. If you begin like this, you are starting with a presupposition that I have to look at something objectively. So when you go into deep meditation, there also you will keep looking for some objective experience. And then to change becomes very difficult. So from beginning, इसीलिए तो सत्संग है. फोकस करने के लिए ठीक है. Focus करने के लिए, when to jump start your inward journey, all that is okay. But that is why side by side keep doing the satsang so that clarity that all this is okay to jump start, but it should not become the mainstay of your sadhana. Otherwise, maximum it can lead to is when there is an object oriented focus. Even that dot, golden dot or blue dot, or what is the maximum you can get to? Huh? Jad Samadhi. Jad Samadhi means keeping an object in your mind. You have become one with it. You are merged into it. So objectivity is still maintained. Objectivity is Jad. Jad means inert. Anything that is objective is inert. So we don't want inert. We are conscious. We are consciousness, incarnate. So why should we hold on to inert and be one with inert? See, अब ये ज़्यादा शब्दों में नहीं बोलते हम कभी-कभी, but now the topic has come, so that is it. So never go with an objective experience. And then Sitaji, after having said that everything I am making Ram do, and then she started the story and how Ramchandraji was born, and then he was, and then where are we? That 42 से शुरू करना है. And Sitaji says here very nicely, she says, Mam vidhi moola prakritim sarga sthityanta karinim. It is not that the infinite reality is expressing as the creation, maintenance and destruction. She says, she's telling Hanuman, recognize me as the pristine, sublime nature. What is nature? The cosmic creation again manifest, unmanifest. So I am the infinite creative energy, I am the infinite potentiality of the divine, and I am behind. It is not the Ram is creating, maintaining and destroying. I am. Same way, when you take Shiv Puran, there Umaji or Parvati ji will say, I am behind creation, maintenance and destruction. Lord Shiva does not do anything. What does he do? He only meditates.
He's supporting everything.
Without supporting anything. He is supporting everything without supporting. The water supports the ocean and the wave without supporting anything. Because where is ocean and wave? Only an imagination. Can you touch an ocean? No. Can you touch a wave? No. Then what are you touching? Only water. But you call it ocean, you call it wave. So same way. Whatever we can conceptualize by way of our mind is only matter, is only the potentiality, it is only the mother nature. And then she says, I create this delusionary world in conjunction with him. Naturally, mind cannot function without life, without the Atmic principle. Similarly, Avyakta cannot express here Sitaji, or in Shiva, when we read Amrit Anubhav, Shiva Shakti, Samavesh, their Shakti or Parvati ji cannot function without Shiva. The activity in Prakriti comes about because of the presence of the Shiva. Has she ever become separated from Shiva? Never. Has Sita ever become separated from Ram? Never. But she was not there before. He got only married after so many years. She was unmanifest. Leela chal rahi hai na abhi to. So she says here that in spite of, without any let-up or indolence, so she says, I create, she is saying in this, what, where are we? Tat sanidhyan maya srishtam tasmin aropyate budaihi, that I create this delusionary world in conjunction with Sri Ram. In conjunction with means Ramchandraji is not doing anything, he is just present. Just like the boss is just present and the staff works automatically. Or a Khadu's father comes into the house, all the children start behaving properly. Or in a satsang, cut put all recipes and this and that, everything, and the moment the teacher comes, everything becomes quiet and down. Guru Maharaj comes, everything becomes quiet and down. Everyone becomes silent. Out of respect, out of reverence. Exactly the same way. So here I am not saying about silence. What I am saying here is that in the presence, only in the presence of the Parabrahma Paramatma, that is Sri Ram, that the Shakti, which is Sitaji, can manifest or unmanifest. So where does she get the power? She is the power, but that power, what is the source of that power? The source of that power is Sri Ram. Then she says, in spite of it, the stupid and ignorant charge him of being the creator of this creation of mine. She says, I am the creator of the creation, but they say Ramchandraji. This is favoritism. Mine, which I have done myself by simply being near to him. This is what we are saying. Just by being near Ramana Maharishi, people used to go into meditation. He didn't even look at them, he didn't smile at them. And even today, if you go to Tiruvannamalai, and you can experience that, even though he is not there in form, but his presence is still felt. Just like you have never seen mind. Have you ever seen mind? But you feel you have a mind, no? Have you seen space? No. But you feel you are in space. Similarly, you are conscious. Nobody says I am not conscious. Nobody says you are not conscious. You are all conscious. But have you you seen consciousness? No. So how does this question arise in our mind? Have you seen consciousness? Do you know consciousness? Have you realized consciousness? Why this question arises? Because of our objective approach. Where is the objective approach? Mind. So what type of mind we must have? That mind which is thinking like Sitaji. Our mind is creating the waking experience, the dream experience, the sleep experience. But what do we say? I am sleeping, I am tired, I am going to sleep, I am awake now, I don't want to get out of the bed, I. So who are we essentially? Infinite. What are we accepting? To be finite. Whose fault is it? We have to ascertain our true nature. So what type of thing? Because thinking, contemplation, sorting out, logic, inference, examples, does Atma require that? No. Who requires? Mind. So our mind right now is me and mine. I want, I like, I don't like, I hate, I dislike, I want to do what I like. How should it think? It should think like Sitaji. That everything that is taking place in this creation is, the mind is saying, it's because of me. But I am functioning because of the source, the Atma. This constant, when we say live with awareness, this is, Sitaji is ever aware when she says in this that, where are we? Being the creator of this creation of mine, which I have done myself by simply being near to him. Mind is near to the Atma. When it is sleeping, it is absolutely close to Atma, except there is a veil of ignorance or incomplete knowledge. You are one with yourself in deep sleep, but you don't know it. Sitaji knows it. Therefore she is speaking. You raise yourself. Raise yourself whom? Why you are saying, using the words raise yourself? Because you think you are the mind, so you raise the mind. Expand the mind. Purify the mind. So that we come to be in silence, face to face with the divine principle, which is none other than the Atma, who is Ram himself. So when we start applying this language to ourselves and we start moving in life, thinking in this manner, if someone is angry with me, अच्छा मैंने ये create किया यार. Today one young girl and a boy came and we went out for a walk. Then they took me home for food, for lunch. अच्छा आज ये manifest हो गया. Don't blame anyone. Don't blame. When you start thinking this way, you have to take full responsibility for every damn thing, smaller than the smallest and the larger than the largest, is your creation. How is that creation taking place? Involuntarily it is happening. So you program yourself. This is the talk that was going on with that girl. You have to program yourself. You have to reformat yourself. Satsang is a place where you reformat yourself. So I can only speak in the manner while I am speaking, my mind is listening, and I can keep refining as I am speaking along. I am not speaking to convince you. Then what is your job? You listen with your mind and you refine yourself so that you are reverential towards this knowledge, that you have faith in this knowledge. So today that boy asked me, father asked me, I am ready to leave, man. And he says, Swamiji, 2 questions. मैंने कहा यार अभी तक इतना देर से बोल रहा हूँ मैं, फिर 2 question. Should we do should we do Sandhya Vandanam or not? And should we not pass on the Sandhya Vandanam to our children? The son is 24 years old. So मैंने कहा, you want the truth or you want a story? He said, tell the truth for a change. I said, I never did Sandhya Vandanam. The boy was very happy. Swami, you never chanted Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. I said, maybe my mum must have given 2, 3. I must have chanted for 1 week, but not more than 1 week. Why? Is it not right thing to do? I said, it is right thing to do. You must do it. So he said, but why did you not do it? I said, I didn't do it. Still I am sannyasi. Still I was interested in scriptures. I never studied. I never chanted. I never did puja. I never did any Om chanting or Gayatri Mantra chanting. Nothing I did. But I was contemplative from childhood. So how come? Is it not our duty to pass on the Sandhya Vandanam, our culture, to the next generation? मैंने कहा, you are doing Sandhya Vandanam for the next generation or for yourself? First question. He says, no, but is it not? I said, if you keep doing it regularly, disciplined way, on a daily basis, their children are watching. First they will make a joke out of you. Afterwards, when troubles come on them, their children are, then they start following. Your dad had been doing something he was doing. Let me also try it out. But why do you do Sandhya Vandam, for example? Why do you do it?
Purification.
Yeah, first thing, why do you do it? Why a child is initiated into Sandhya Vandam?
To be exposed to the higher knowledge.
Discipline. First step is discipline of waking up in the morning at the 3 sandhyas, being available. नहीं तो अभी ये लड़का 10-10 बजे तक सोता है कुत्ते के साथ. Both of them in the bed. That dog also has become lazy because he doesn't get up, the dog also doesn't get up. But so I said, now it's too late. 24 years old, what do you? He'll say, go take a hike, man. 24, he's independent. No, you can't force him to do Sandhya Vandan. So Sandhya Vandan at his age or that at younger age, if you do it, it is so that you get up in the Brahma Muhurt and you take in the early morning vibrations of the nature when the mind is naturally calm, and you do the 21 times Gayatri Mantra, and why do you do it? Without expecting any return. So you do the Agnihotra, you do the fire, or you do the chanting, what are you going to get? Nothing. Then why you should do it? Because it is the right thing to do. So from childhood, the child is made, first thing is to discipline, get up early, because till 6-7 years they are given total freedom, become disciplined, and another thing is initiated into the children to do acts because they are right without expecting anything in return. Karmanyevadhikaraste mahaleshu kadachan. What are you going to get? Nothing you will get. Blessings you will get. But what blessings? I can't tell you. Will I pass? I don't know. Will I get 99.999% in the exam? I don't know. Maybe you get 0. Who knows? Then why am I doing this? Because it is right. Don't add some result with that. The moment you add result, it's no longer Sandhya Vandanam. So you learn to do that. And then slowly, as you mature, if you are doing it subjectively, Sandhya Vandan, you start discovering Sandhya in every juncture of your life. Then there is a Sandhya. Sandhya is when it is neither day nor night. It's the in-between time. So where is that in-between time? Between 2 breaths. Where is that in-between time? Between 2 thoughts. Where is that in-between time? Between waking and waking and sleep. And where another sleep and waking. You catch those, or you start seeing everywhere. It is there. And you start catching. And as you start catching that, this exercise of Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsavita. Mummy, आगे क्या होता है? तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम. आगे, Daddy, क्या होता है? भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि. all that will go away. When your discipline and subjectivity increases, automatically you will become available to this higher Sandhya. See? So I don't know if they liked it or not. मैंने कहा चलो भाई दक्षिणा दो मैं निकलता हूँ लेकिन निकल गया मैं Is it not right? अब वो डैड लगा हुआ है अभी भी Is it not right? मैंने कहा लगे रहो I'll answer next time. So where is, for whom is all this? Why you are making that child do the Sandhya Vandanam? To discipline. Is it discipline the consciousness or discipline the mind? Discipline the mind. In the mind is the concept of body. In the mind is the concept of personality. In the mind is the concept that I was born, that I will die, that I have got a purpose in life. Where is all this? It is in the mind alone. That mind needs to be reformatted. And the best way, how do you reformat? How do you reformat the mind? By studying scriptures. You don't need scriptures. Ramana Maharshi did not need scripture. He just asked, who am I? And he merged into the source. But we are intelligent people, no? We need a little bit more data. But if you really speaking, you don't need all this. You will naturally, you remain empty, it will pull you towards it. But we want to clutter, we want to think, we want to logicalize. ठीक है फिर करो, कहीं ना कुछ तो click होगा. Depending upon what your personality is, what fires your imagination, then that type of sadhana, तो उसके लिए भक्ति है, कर्म है, कुंडलिनी है, क्रिया योग है, अष्टांग योग है, अघोरी है, तंत्र है, ईश्वर अद्वैतवाद is there. So many different pathways are there. So many different. Mimamsa is there, Sankhya Yoga is there, but nihilist philosophy is there, Jain philosophy is there. So many Charvaka philosophy is there. So what is your mindset? And slowly you click into that. All these philosophies are not the way, but within our system, then the various other paths, bhakti, karma, kriya, jnana, all those different paths are there. And but everyone wants to think, I am intelligent. Maybe you are good only to work like a donkey. But if the donkey starts thinking I am intelligent, अब उसको कौन सिखाएगा? Who will? You are identified with the body and you are thinking you are intelligent. This is the biggest joke. A person who is identified with body can never be intelligent. Can never be intelligent. The knowledge will not sprout forth as long as you are identified with the body. Knowledge only sprouts forth when you disidentify with the body. When the form, the name, the personality, the ego, it starts melting, then the spirit starts shining, starts revealing. And that is the rule. How do you say, sir? Masters have confirmed it. Realized masters have confirmed it. That what Bhagavad Gita says, what Upanishad says, what Panchadashi says is true. We are not saying it out of our own imagination. Masters have confirmed it. And then we on top of that, nahi, wo to honge, they are great, but I am a husband, and I am a wife, and I am a child, then suffer. You are not ready to accept who you are. Now, Adhyatma Ramayana is telling you through the story of Sitaji and Ramji, and I am making it subjective for our benefit. Let's take Sitaji as our mind and Ramchandraji as our Atma, and apply whatever she is saying. You apply it on yourself. See how much benefit it will come. You will get. So here she is saying that then then so taking birth in Ayodhya in the most pure clan of Raghu, then helping sage Vishwamitra by protecting his fire sacrifice, liberating Ahilya from her curse, and breaking the bow of Lord Shiva were all due to my influence of wish. It was not his doing. I wished, so it happened. Because all activity only happens in the potentiality. That potentiality is our mind. So where is all activity taking place? In our mind. Can you put all activity of your life into a nutshell? Can you put all activity of your life into a nutshell? Tell.
In the mind.
Can you put all activity of your life into a nutshell, that nothing is missing?
The four Purusharthas.
No.
In the
Four Purusharthas are only in the waking state.
in the intelligence.
Again I am
Memory.
repeating. Can you put all activity into a nutshell, all activity of your life into a nutshell? He said four Purusharthas, that is only, you can practice four Purusharthas only in the waking state.
In deep sleep,
What deep sleep?
everything will be like avvekta, nothing will be there. So everything is,
But you are not conscious.
yeah, but you're still there.
Anyone else?
It can't be put.
Huh?
It can't be put. Because
Can
it's
be
taking.
put. Ma, Seema, bolo. Wait, I will increase the volume. बोलो.
Waking, dream, deep sleep.
Yes, किसी को तो कुछ क्लिक हुआ. All activity can be put in a nutshell, and that activity is waking, dream, and deep sleep. That is your activity. That is your creation. Where is that creation? Out of your bloody mind. Mind is manifesting. Mind is projecting what? Unmanifestation and manifestation. These are its two polarities. Manifestation, unmanifestation, deep sleep, the cause. Manifestation, the expression, the involvement, dream and waking. So, what did I ask you? Can all activity of your life can be put in a nutshell? Yes, it is waking, dream, and deep sleep. Are you the waker, dreamer, and sleeper? No, it is your mind with the I thought. That I thought is expressing as waker thought, then I thought is expressing as dreamer thought, then I is expressing as the sleeper. But who are you? Are you the waker, dreamer, or sleeper? Or are you in spite of the three? You are independent of three. That's what Sitaji is saying here. That all activity that has taken place because of my will, my wish. Ramchandra did not do anything. So Atma did not do anything. Mind did everything. Start living with this awareness. Before you know, you are abiding in the self. Before you know, you are abiding in the self. पर इसके लिए alertness चाहिए. बीच में जैसे alertness रखोगे, sometimes glimpses will come. Because every time something in the world, if you are invested too much somewhere, that person comes, that experience comes, you will get pulled back. That glimpse will vanish. Everyone knowingly, unknowingly knows they are conscious. But conscious as or conscious itself. I am conscious as a waker, conscious as a dreamer, unconscious in deep sleep. But very rare moments, I am conscious as consciousness. तो या तो रामचंद्र जी के थ्रू ले लो. Understand, Ram is sitting there. Ram is Ishvara. That Ram alone is expressing as the Atma. So that is one way of approach. In Puranas, that is the way of approach. Taking the Lord as the support and coming to that point. Then helping Sage Vishwamitra by protecting his. So Sitaji is giving a summary of the entire life of Sri Ram to Hanumanji, because Hanumanji knows only the after part. Since Ramchandraji met him, he doesn't know the previous part. Previous part was told to him by Bharatji, I think. Do you remember? Did Bharat tell him?
No, Swamiji. Ramji himself he told.
Ramji himself told.
Yeah.
But Ramji told only few incidents which Hanumanji could tell Sitaji, special incidents, but not the entire. Did he tell the entire?
But he knows everything, Swamiji.
No, that is different matter. Hanumanji cannot stand and I know you man better than you. Can you say that?
But he
Only
knows the
towards
story.
the end of Ramayana, not even in this Tulsi Ramayana, when Ramchandraji asks him, what is your relationship to me, then he says that. Dasoham, Amshoham, and you are as a body, I am your servant, as a soul, I am your part, and as Atma, there is no difference between you and me. He only told that in the end. He didn't keep blubbering, hey, me and you are one. Don't mess with me, okay? And that is the truth. Mind and Atma are one. Mind and Atma are one. They are not separable. Ocean and water is one. Wave and ocean is one. You cannot separate them. Impossible. This ocean answer, there is no straight answer to it. Because if answer reveals, the question will vanish. And you will vanish. So she is telling, thereafter, where are we? 37, thereafter he married me, demolished the vanity and haughtiness of sage Parshuram, and stayed with me for 12 years in Ayodhya. Then he went to the Dandakaranya forest, slayed Viradha, and killed Marich in the form of decoy golden deer, and unreal illusionary Sita was then abducted by Ravana. Sitaji is telling, Baki log, they argue and fight, and why did Sitaji did this? This girl also. I said, you know the truth about Sitaji? She said, no. I am always, when I read Ramayana, I feel very angry towards Ramchandraji. अभी ये 2-3 box में इतना मैंने कहा no, Sitaji says like this. You listen to Adhyatma Ramayana, that it was the hologram Sita which Ravana abducted. It was not the real one. He couldn't even, an impure person could not even touch the real Sita. Not with that intention. He would be burnt there and then. And therefore, that drama, that leela of Sitaji being made to do a fire test after the liberation of Lanka. So then the hologram went into the fire and the real Sita came out. Oh, I never looked at it from that point of view. I said, then start reading again. Then Jatayu and Kaband, the demon, were liberated from their sinful bodies. The Lord was worshipped by Shabari, the tribal woman, and thereafter he befriended Sugriv, the king of monkeys. Shabari was that Shudra woman, and then all are abnormal people. Abnormal means from all strata. Before it was Vishwamitra, who was a Rajasic person, but now Brahma Rishi. Sage Vashishta is a Sattvic Rishi, Brahma Rishi. Then all the Danavas that he killed. Now Shabari, the Shudra. Now monkeys.
She was not Shudra, she was tribal.
ट्राइबल वो उसी में आ जाते हैं, बिकॉज कल्चर नहीं होता ना उनको. तो फ्रॉम दैट एंड देन monkeys like Sugriva, Bali and Hanuman ji. Then reach क्या होता है? भालू क्या होता है? Bear. क्या है उसका नाम? Jambavant. So all every life in creation he befriended. That's what the whole idea is. And who made it happen? Sitaji. Did Ram can't do anything? No. So now you can't blame Ram. Why did you kill Bali from back? Sita says, I made him do it. Rule: every activity is inspired by Sita within herself. Every activity is happening in our mind. Nothing to do with the Atma, the self. Now we have to read from 40th verse. Valinaschaya vad vali. एक मिनट. है तेरी की? हाँ. बालिनश्च वधः पश्चात् सीतान्वेषणमेव च सेतुबन्धश्च जलधौ लङ्कायाश्च निरोधनं रावणस्य वधो युद्धे सपुत्रस्य दुरात्मनः विभीषणे राज्यदानं पुष्पकेण मया सह अयोध्यागमनं पश्चात् राज्ये रामाभिषेचनम् एवमादीनि कर्माणि मयैवाचरितान्यपि आरोपयन्ति रामेऽस्मिन् निर्विकारेऽखिलात्मनि. Thereafter, वालिनश्च वधः पश्चात् सीतान् वेषणमेव च सेतुबन्धश्च जलधौ लङ्कायाश्च निरोधनम्. Thereafter, Bali was slayed. Bali, Sugriva's elder brother, he was killed by Ramchandraji. Sita was searched along with other monkeys and the bears like Jambavan and all. A bridge was constructed, Setu Bandhascha Jaladau, the bridge, the Rama Setu, which can even today be seen from the space, and it is the pratik ko kya bolte hain? It is the symbol of love. Taj Mahal is not a symbol of love. Rama Setu is the symbol of love, for which not only Ram, but the entire creation, the jungle, monkeys and bears, they all, for the love of Ram and Sita, they built that bridge, which is lasting so long. So that was built, and then Lankayascha Nirodhanam, and then the Lanka was besieged from all sides. Ravanasya vadho yuddhe saputrasya duratmanaha vibhishane rajyadanam pushpakena maya saha. Thereafter, then Sri Ram slayed the evil Ravana along with his sons and brother Kumbhakarna, and then kya bola? Vibhishane rajyadanam. And Ramchandraji, after liberating Lanka from Ravana and his sons, handed over the kingdom to Vibhishana by doing his Rajyabhishek. And who is great? The king maker is great. To be the king, you can, some way or the other, hook or by crook, you can become. Krishna never became the king, yet he was declared as the king. Who was the king? Ugrasen was the king. Even after killing Kamsa, did Krishna say, from now onwards, I am the king of Mathura? Did he say that? No. Immediately he handed it over to Ugrasen. And all the kingdoms, along with Arjuna and all, he, Arjuna and Bhimsen, they went and killed Jarasan. Did he say that I want the kingdom? No. He made the son of Jarasan the next king of that land. Magad. He did not keep anything for himself. Till the end, he does not keep anything for himself. And that is the greatness of Krishna. Then you are really free. You play the game, but not for your own achievement. Help others. Look at life of every Mahatma. They are only helping other people, solving. यार कोई भी हंसते हुए आता ही नहीं उनके पास. कोई भी हंसते हुए नहीं आता. They only come with, I'm seeing that Akkalkot Swami Samartha serial, and I see the Badwama. Not one time anyone comes with a, very rare, after 3-4 months of series, then one person will come with a Vatti si, aake dikhayega. They take the blessings for baby, they go have a baby, and they don't even, they forget to come and tell him that thank you for blessing us. Problem solved, forget to tell. But they don't keep that grudge against them. They keep, okay, who's next? Something is going to happen. So their whole life is a sacrifice to humanity. That is how Mahatmas are. That is how sannyasis are. That is how sadhus are. And that is how we should be. You can be a sannyasi being a grahastha. You can be so many sadhus are there within grahastha life. It's the attitude with which you live. The attitude of sacrifice, the attitude of nothing is mine, everything is his. But that does not mean that you don't produce. That does not mean that you don't produce, but you're not attached to any damn thing. This is the rule. What is the rule? The rule is perform 110% in life with inspiration wherever life has placed us, with vairagya, without expecting anything in return for the actions that you have performed. This is the art of functioning in our daily life. Do it. फिर देखो purification कैसे नहीं होगा? Purification होएगा. Expansion will happen. Nothing. God also cannot stop. And if He gives you challenges, obstacles, it is only so that you can expand further. That you sacrifice even more, that you try harder, and you find a way to relax in and through that obstacle or difficulty. That's when expansion happens. So, Sitaji is fully expanded. Sitaji is the nature. Expansion, contraction is only manifestation and manifestation. Expansion, contraction. That is the nature of Sitaji. That is the nature of her mind. So whenever the mind is expanding, take it in the right direction. Whenever it is contracting, take it in the right direction. When it is expanding, this is the glory of Ram. Without Ram, I cannot expand. When it is contracting, oh, I'm going back to Ram. I'm always one with Ram. Story over. Then what becomes the common denominator? Ram. Ram becomes the common denominator. Or self becomes the common denominator. Or consciousness becomes the common denominator. Because Atma is consciousness, mind is also consciousness. So what is the difference between the two? What is the difference between the two? Atma is consciousness, mind is also consciousness. What is the difference?
Mind is with thoughts.
Good. My consciousness with thoughts is called mind. Water with waves is called ocean. Consciousness with thoughts, another name is called mind.
But mind cannot function by itself, only support to it.
Because it's existing in its own absence. Mind करके कोई चीज ही नहीं है. But relatively it is true, no? So both we have to understand. एक तो पहले आता है नेति नेति, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. फिर बाद में क्या आता है? सहस्र शीर्ष पुरुष आता है कि everything I alone am. Behind every eye I am there. Behind every legs, feet I am there. Behind every, फिर उसको भी नाम दे दिया है कि I only am all the God. So I alone express as the sun, the moon, the Vishnu, the Rudra, the Shiva, the Indra, hands and mind. So सारे Ashwini Kumar. See? So that one divine alone is all the potentiality. पर क्या ये सारे भगवान जितने भी देवता हैं, which are there out there in the world, and our scriptures say they are located in your body, sun, moon, feet Vishnu, heart Shiva, mind and hands Indra, Ashwini Kumar, Agni, here and there. So every part has been given, for some god the position is there. But where is the whole body with all its parts? In the mind. What is the mind? Potentiality. Another name for potentiality, Sitaji. यहाँ पे is according to Adhyatma, Sitaji. What is Sitaji? The potentiality of whom? Of Ramchandra ji. Who makes all the activity happen? Sitaji. What does Ram do? Twiddle his thumbs. So watch.
Like Swami says, time pass.
Time pass. His time pass. Time pass भी नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि उसके
There is no time.
from his point
There
of
is
view
no
there is no
time.
time.
There is no time.
He is beyond time. But your mind is right now trying to work out, but cannot work it out. But you see, contradictory language में कहीं पे you will vanish, the mind will vanish, the concept of I will vanish. And once इसका चस्का लग गया ना एक बार, चस्को क्या बोलते हैं? चस्का क्या होता है?
Addiction.
Taste.
Once you start enjoying thinking like this, contemplating in this manner, and losing yourself
Savor.
for no reason, suddenly in that
once you start to savor.
savor, and उसी में suddenly very quickly you बोला, don't forget you only made him speak.
Yeah, I was trying to find the right word for it.
Hey, you only made him speak.
Sita manifest.
Mam vidhi moola prakritim.
हाँ मूल प्रकृति. So you don't have a form without her. Husband cannot exist without wife.
Yes.
चलो ड्रामा छोड़ते हैं, आगे बढ़ते हैं. फिर क्या बोला? अयोध्या गमनम पश्चात राज्ये रामाभिषेचनम एवमादीनि कर्माणि मयैवाचरितान्यपि. Then he says he was enthroned on the throne of Ayodhya through all these events. What? हाँ यहाँ पे हमने last time रोका था. All these events from beginning, from the birth of Sri Ram in the Raghukul dynasty, in the house of Dashrath, from Dashrath and Kausalya, from then till this verse 42, were done by me, Sitaji saying. उसपे कुछ नहीं किया, सब मैंने किया. The ignorant, foolish people allege or claim that they were done by Sri Ram, who is faultless, uniform, supreme soul, who resides in all and does nothing if left to himself. Ramchandra ji is. Does that mean that he is inert, that he doesn't do anything? No. His conscious silence. So when your mind is free of all activity, is there no consciousness? There is consciousness. You are observing that there is no activity. That observer in essence is Sri Ram, is your essential self. So and there are, as we said, Sandhya हम बोल रहे थे ना पहले. So before going to sleep, naturally your mind is calm. When you wake up, your mind is naturally calm. आजकल मैं ये दिगंबरा श्रीपाद वल्लभ दिगंबरा क्या? दिग मतलब क्या? Space. I'm continuously thinking space लगा हुआ है. पता नहीं उसको, नहीं तो मैं नॉर्मली कोई और मंत्र चैंट करता हूँ. आजकल इस मंत्र ने पकड़ रखा है मेरे को. I'm enjoying, continuously चलता रहता है. Conscious silence. Conscious silence is our nature. Where mind has become empty and we are still conscious, that is realization. उसके बाद कुछ करना नहीं है. You have to just be there. No, but there is emptiness there. There is nothing there. You cannot see nothing, man. You cannot see nothing. Nothing doesn't have a shape. Nothing doesn't have a color, nothing doesn't have a name. You are calling it nothing, but go into the meaning of it. Is not nothing is non-existence. So is non-existence an object? No. And yet in devotion, that non-existence is given a name in devotion. What is that? Sitaji. देखो वहाँ पे फिर ये नाम का महिमा आ जाता है. That non-existence is given the name potentiality, shakti. आरोपयन्ति रामेस्मिन् निर्विकारो अखिलात्मनि. Ever done by me. And who is he? He who Ramchandra ji is the supreme soul, who resides in all and does nothing if left unto himself. रामो न ये कितना लंबा है यार. अच्छा. रामो न गच्छति न तिष्ठति नानुशोचति आकांक्षते त्यजति नो न करोति किंचित् आनन्दमूर्तिरचल परिणामहीनो माया गुणाननुगतो तथा विभाति. This Ram is in fact does not walk, nor stop, nor feel remorse or sorrowful, nor have any desire or wants, nor renounces or abandons, nor does any other deed or activity. He is an embodiment of bliss, peace, tranquility, is stable, unwavering and constant, and is without having the least expectation of reward or results. It is only due to the influence or effect of Maya, the delusionary power or effects, that he appears to be such as described above. So who is this Ram? Now watch. When your mind is quiet, just before sleep or just when you wake up, or in meditation, or sometimes during the day also, few moments here there, where mind has suddenly become quiet. Who is knowing? Or when we ask this question, who knows that waking dream and deep sleep are coming and going every day? You say, I know. Which eye? Is it the waker eye? No, it cannot be. Is it the dreamer eye? No, it cannot be. Is it the deep sleeper eye? No. Then this eye is other than these three. Even right now, in general sense, you are a waker. But in the waking, we are asking you, do you know these three come and go every day? You say yes. The one who is saying yes is not the waker. Is not the waker. The waker has been superimposed on top of it by the mind. So who is so that Atma, the one who knows waking, dream, deep sleep is coming and going. He and Ram are one. So these adjectives which are given here of Sri Ram are applicable to that self also that we are in essence. What are they? He does not walk, he does not talk, he does not stop, he does not feel remorse or sorrowful, nor have any desire or wants, nor renounces nor abandons. So when we do Shankar Bhashya, I am not the world, I am not the body, I am not the breath, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am the Atma. After that, I am not only this intellect, I am expressing through all the intellects. I am not only this mind, I am the one who is expressing through all the minds. I am not the one who is expressing through these senses, I am the one who is expressing through all the senses. In fact, I am pervading the whole world. So first, what is the premise there? That I first withdrew from the world, in which body is also included. I came to the conscious principle, but I did not come to know the consciousness as consciousness. I have an idea of it. And then I am saying that that consciousness is pervading the whole world. Means the world is still there. If I say that I am pervading the whole world, then the world is still there. But from Ram's point of view, Neither he renounces, nor he abandons, nor he perverts. He is just as he is. Nor does any other deed or activity. He does not do any action. You also don't do any action. But you imagine that I am doing what I am doing. I am doing my duty towards my wife. What is the duty you are doing towards your wife? Staying out of home. Oh, why? So there is peace at home. Like our Lord. Bhagavad, idhar udhar idhar, shanti rahe. Yeah. See? So it is not, where are we? Where are we? He does not, nor does he do any deed or activity. All activity is only at the potentiality level, mind level, Shakti level, Sita level. Sitaji is saying here. Deed. What is deed? Deed is activity at the level of body. Karma जो बोलते हैं. Karma is again at, what are the three levels where karma is done? Manasa, Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. Deed means, karma means activity. Both will, I have told this before, I am just bringing it about. Both give you result. But which one we should pursue? Karma or
Kriya.
Kriya? What is the difference?
Karma is with attachment. Kriya is without attachment.
Explain in other words.
Doership.
Yes. He's doing pranam to you, okay, Amma? नहीं, you say tathastu.
Sita.
So, karma, there is karma phala. Kriya, there is kriya phala. Kriya means activity. Activity with attachment, meaning naturally, when we identify with the activity, it is called as karma. It is called as karma. From karma also you will get a result. From activity also you will get a result. Result of activity is non-binding. Result of karma is binding. As how does it bind you? By way of memory. These memories become the cause of future births. And therefore it is told karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. The first step to break this identification is purify your mind. Mind only thinks about past or future, not in the present. There is no mind. So don't expect the result. Your mind starts purifying because expectation of the future is not there. What's the point of thinking of future when you don't know what is going to happen? But unnecessarily we are cluttering it with hopes and aspirations. See? तो यहाँ पे सीता जी कह रही हैं, सीता जी saying that all activity or deeds are happening because of me. Don't blame that poor Ram. He doesn't do anything. He is just sitting still, just as the sun is sitting still and all activity on the earth is taking place. Oh, thank you. He doesn't know what you are thanking him for. For him, you don't exist also. Anyway, that's another part. Tato Rama Swayam Praha Hanumantam Upasthitam Shrunu Tattvam Pravakshyami Yatmanatma Paratmanam Akashasya Yatha Bheda Strividho Drishyate Mahan Jalashaye Mahakashaha Tadavachinna Eva Hi Pratibimbakyamaparam Drishyate Trividham Nabaha. After that, Sri Ram himself addressed Hanuman. So after Sita ji had told all this as to the reality of Ram, because Ramchandra ji asked Sita ji, tell Hanumanji what is my truth, because how can the truth talk about truth? It's only the potentiality which can talk about the truth. Truth cannot because for truth, what is the one thing that I told you in one of the classes, 2 classes before? Why truth cannot talk about truth?
It doesn't know untruth.
In other words, make it more simpler.
He cannot speak to himself.
No difference. It's indivisible.
It's indivisible. There is no otherness. For communication to happen, there has to be duality. Duality is in the potentiality, not in the original. In the Atma, there is no duality. In the mind, it is product of duality. Inside, outside, manifestation, unmanifestation, heat, cold, and goes on. So therefore, Ramchandraji is telling his potentiality, you explain what is my truth. And after Sitaji has told Hanumanji this whole story, and with this conclusion that he is the still one, he is the unchanging one, he is the constant one. After that, Tato Ramah Swayam Praha. Now Ramchandraji himself spoke to whom? Hanumantam Upastitam. To Hanumanji who was upastit there, who was standing there, was readily waiting, hanging on to every word of Sitaji and Ramchandraji. Shrunu Tattvam Pravakshami. Adhyatma Anatma Paratmanam. He says, I shall tell you the essential truth of Atma, the microcosmic soul, pure consciousness, Anatma, not related to the soul, and Paramatma, the supreme macrocosmic soul or pure consciousness or the supreme reality, truth. Listen carefully. Likha hai, Shunu Tattvam Pravakshami. Shunu. It's an alert call. Listen. Many teachers say that. Now listen. Be attentive. Give attention. It is like suddenly, sometimes our mind goes on a Chardham Yatra while listening lecture. The moment you say, now listen, important point is coming up, immediately it comes back. Isn't it? So what is he going to talk about? He is going to talk about Atma, he is going to talk about Paramatma, and he is going to talk about Anatma. Atma is microcosmic consciousness. Paramatma is macro consciousness, and Anatma is unconsciousness. Until we use these words very liberally, without understanding. So Ramchandraji is saying, listen to this. Now I'll tell you. Listen carefully, attentively. Listen carefully. In the 45th verse he says, Akashasya yatha vedah trividho drushyate mahan jalashaye mahakashaha tadavachinna eva hi pratibimbakyam aparam drushyate trividham nabha. In a body of water, example a lake, 3 different aspects of space, sky are clearly evident, visible. First is the Mahakash. What is Mahakash? The space which is all pervading and omnipresent everywhere, that is reflecting in the waters of the lake. Then, and the second is water specific sky, or space limited to that particular body of water. I will explain. With another example I will explain. And the third is Pratibimba, the sky which is reflected from that water body surface. See, I don't know, you must have taken some photograph somewhere of a very still lake in which whatever the if the mountain is there, me and Swamiji, we went to the Dove Lake in Cradle Mountain. We climbed the crater and there is a lake. I got that photograph. Absolutely still, not one ripple also. We threw the stone. very quickly it became, within seconds it became so still. And we took photographs. The hill is there, the crater is like this, no? So this part, it is with the trees, rocks, different peaks, they are reflecting in water. If I take that photograph, put it upside down, you will say, yeah, this is lake and that is the mountain. You can't make out which is real and which is unreal. So which is real? और कभी कभी दिमाग घूम जाता है इन चीज़ों को देख के. जैसे take another example. Now this wall is there. There is a general light on this wall. There is a general light on this wall. There is a specific light on this wall. So general light, there is light there also, everywhere there is light. But here it is more bright. So that means this light is more specific than everywhere else. Now, if I take this and I put it there, now that is general light, this is total light, compared to this is total light, and this is even more specific light. See, exactly the same way. The general space, the total space, here it says what do you call it, the Mahakash was told, and then the specific sky and the sky which is reflected from that water body surface. This is also seen in desert where you see the mirage. You can't see, but from that the reflection is created of the oasis, but actually there is nothing there and you keep searching after it. So Pratibimba is the sky, Pratibimba is the reflection. When you are, one example is water, second is of this wall, third is of the mirror. In the mirror, the total sky is reflected. If you took out, if I'm standing here, which way? If I stand there and look out, or stand here and facing the mirror, the total space from outside the door, it is reflecting in the mirror. The room space is reflecting in the mirror. And what else is reflecting in the mirror? My face is reflecting in the mirror. Pratibimba. Space is not a pratibimba. Space is not, it's got no contours. So all three, the Mahakash, the Pratibimba, the word that he used was Mahakasha Mahakashaha tadavachinna evahi pratibimba akhyam aparam drishyate trividham navaha. Trividham navaha is, nabha means space, trividham is three types of space are observed, three types of lights are observed, three types of reflection in the mirror are observed. All three examples are similar. Buddhyavachinna chaitanyam ekam purnamatha param abhasastvaparam bimba bhutamevam tridha chitihi sabhasa buddhe kartrutvam avichinne vikarini sakshinyaropyate bhrantya jivatvam na tatha buddhaihi. Similarly, consciousness, now with that three, the consciousness is applying consciousness, that is Chaitan. Buddhyavachinna chaitanyam ekam purnamatha param. What is Chaitana? Chaitana is the conscious world, the living aspect of the creation, the supreme reality, truth, etc., or you can call it God also, is also of three types. One that pervades and is inherent to the intellect and discriminative faculty. So that consciousness which is expressing through the intellect. Then, and what is there? That is what is intellect? The discriminative faculty. Then second is that which is all pervading and complete in all aspects, that is limitless. And the third is that which is reflected from the intellect and discrimination faculty of the creatures, which is called image or shadow, Chetan. That is, the mind, the intellect and discrimination sometimes is misled to treat as divine or holy something or someone which in actual fact is not, while it may regard something or someone as being not holy or divine, whereas in actual fact it is. This is an illusion which is called shadow or reflection of the truth. An image is always the reverse reflection of the original. Image is always the reverse reflection of the original. The whole world you see, I am seeing you all standing, but actually your form in my retina is upside down. Everything is perceived as upside down, but it is projected as straight. Exactly the same way. Some people we call as he's a crooked, but he's a divine crooked. He's a jealous fellow. He's a divine jealous fellow. So it is superimposed. Chetana is expressing everywhere. So that is the first one he told was it is the discriminating faculty. The second is that which is all pervading and complete in all respects, is limitless, and the third is that which is reflected from the intellect and discrimination faculty. So what are these three? You take the example. What is the example for this Chetana? Chetana is consciousness. Consciousness is what? Total consciousness is equal to, no, not total, infinite or absolute consciousness is like water. Then limitless consciousness. Now limitless is opposite of limited. So limitless consciousness is God or ocean, and limited consciousness is wave or individual. You understand? So एक ही चीज है. It is one only. What is that? Water. But within that water, there is one called totality, one called individual. Total intellect and individual intellect. And where are these total and individual? They are only expressing because consciousness is expressing through the intellect. This concept of total and individual is only in the discriminative faculty, in the intellect. But on one hand you say it is only consciousness, and then you say there is intellect. Yes, intellect. When we say it is only one, that is the actual. But what is this virtual? You think that you are, isn't it? With the body, with the mind, with the intellect. So they are telling you that that consciousness, when it is expressing through the intellect, there are two things. There is totality and there is individuality. Totality is called God. Individuality is called the human individual. So sometimes gods, if a god is standing in front of you, you will call him man, like people call Ram man. The perfect man they call him, isn't it? And sometimes a man is standing in front of you and you call him God. Ramana Maharishi, Ramakrishna Paramahams. For you, he is a man. For you, he was born. Satya Sai Baba was born. Ammachi was born from her parents. But who are they? They have expanded their consciousness. But we still consider them as man or woman, isn't it? And this is what he's saying here. Out of the three, the mind and intellect is activated by the influence of the third type of Chetan only. The mind and intellect, the individual and the total, is activated only because where is individual and total? In the intellect. What is intellect? Another word for intellect, mind. It is activated when there is the absolute. In the presence of the absolute, the mind and intellect get activated. In the presence of the sun, everyone gets activated and wakes up in the morning. If the sun is not there, you'll keep sleeping. Just for example's sake, okay? नहीं तो सच्ची में सो जाओगे. नहीं तो I lived in Norway. In night also we used to get up and go to work, and we do night shifts. We get up at night. We are not going in that direction. In general sense, that human being is bekoof. When the sun rises, animals, birds, they naturally wake up. When sun sets, they automatically go to sleep, isn't it? But sun is not making anything happen. It is just being itself. Who is going round and round? Earth. Who is going round and round? Waker, dreamer, sleeper, waker, dreamer, sleeper, waker, dreamer, sleeper. Is the self going anywhere? No. The mind, intellect, the concept of waker, dreamer, sleeper is in the intellect. The concept of emotions is in the mind. They are going round and round in circles. Consciousness that we are constant, we are unchanging, we are the eternal witness, we are observing everything without getting attached to anything. That is our natural state. Because if we were attached to waking, then we wouldn't have been able to go to sleep. If we are attached to sleep, we wouldn't have been able to wake up. So the fact is, you are not attached to anything. I am not attached to anything. I am blurting out so many words. If I was attached to any word or any idea, I will keep repeating like a broken record again and again. I am repeating so many things. चला गया, गलती हो गई, sorry, ठीक बोला, thank you. आगे बढ़ो. खाना खा लिया, हाँ मैंने खा लिया, तुमको खाना है. आगे बढ़ो. We don't hold on. Are we worried about yesterday's waker? Are we worried about yesterday's dreamer? Are we worried about yesterday's sleeper? Who has time? What happened to your wife in the dream? What happened to your house in the dream? What happened to your investments in the dream? What happened to everything in the dream? Nothing. Zero value. But in waking we are given so much value and creating problem for ourselves. सोचने वाली बात है. हमको क्या करना है? While living, we have to recognize that we are free even while this phenomena is expressing. Let the phenomena express. You be free. You remain untangled, distangled. क्या बोलते हैं? नहीं, detangle नहीं होता कोई word. Disengaged. Remain disengaged. That is called virakti, vairagya. Even while functioning. That we want to achieve. Out of the three, the mind and intellect is activated by the influence of the third type of Chetan only, that is by the illusion or shadow of the actual thing. Now this is another important point. What is that? Now this is division within the mind. We are creating divisions. Okay. So what is the division? There is mind and intellect that they said. When consciousness expresses through intellect, what is it called? Aham vritti, I thought. When it expresses through mind, it is called idam. Mind and intellect both are the same thing. Same mind. It's mind only. But the I thought in the mind is with reference to intellect, and all other thoughts with which the I interacts with are with reference to they come into the under the umbrella of mind. And this is what it is told. And all other thoughts, I is always the same. So we don't know that we are the conscious absolute right now. So who we take? I am alive right now. I am awake. But who are you then? What do you say? I am the body, I am this, I am that, I was born to my parents, I am so many years old, I am so much weight, I am confused or intelligent, and it goes on and on and on and on. in all these statements, I is the common, no? If I is not there, does body have any meaning? No. I am intelligent has any meaning? If I is not there, has intelligence has any meaning? No. If I is not there, anything, any other thing that the I is identified with, does it have any meaning? Not possible. So can let's just look at the three parameters: space, time, objectivity. If I is not there, can the form, the name, the age, the past, the future, the parents, the lineage, does it have any meaning? If I is not there? No. So what is the rule of the mind? It is duality. What is the duality of aham and idam? Aham is expressing in the intellect, idam is expressing in the mind. Why are they expressing? Because there is Chetana. Chetana is life principle. Life principle is the reflected consciousness in the mind. That Atma does not do anything. That Atma, when it gets reflected in the mind, it expresses, then that reflected consciousness expresses as I thought, which is called intellect, and on the other hand, it expresses as that thought, which is in the mind, as idam. Is it important? No. But this is how the scriptures explain. When this will not, it is not, if it doesn't click, it does not matter. It will be taken up again in the future somewhere. So you hear it few times. If you have already heard it in Panchadashi, or those who have heard Swamiji's lectures, or you have heard it in Amrut Anubhav, all these thoughts have been repeated again and again, they come. But it requires a subjective approach for it to click. Otherwise, because what we are taking ourselves as body, what more importantly, look at yourself. Are you continuously equanimous, or are you continuously, I am the daughter, I am the son, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go to work, I have to earn a living, I have to give a lecture, I have to take shower, I is going on. All this activity is, are you owning this activity? How do you know you are owning it or not owning it? If you own it, it becomes karma. If you don't own it, it becomes kriya. Both will have a result. Kriya is unbinding, it will purify. Karma is binding, it will produce more thoughts afterwards. So, lecture is going on. If someone understands, doesn't matter, kriya. Don't have an expectation that everyone should understand, from my point of view. फिर तुम्हारी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से पता नहीं क्या बोल रहा है, बोले जा रहा है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, खाना खा पी के निकल जाएंगे और क्या. So when there is no identification with the words that are being spoken, or an expectation of that others must understand, then it is only kriya. Kriya is unbinding. Kriya will lead to purification. So here, point that Ramchandra ji is making is Chetana, life principle. So now, I'll give you one more example. Electricity is absolute. It is present everywhere. It expresses in the bulb. What is Chetana there? Huh? Chetana is the principle of light. What is principle of light? You can catch the bulb. You know there is electricity, you can have an experience. But can you catch light? No. What is light? That which is existing in its own absence. that is useful. तो उसी तरह से the reflect. Now what take one more example. Moon is reflecting in the ocean, calm ocean. What do you see? A reflection of the moon. Then suddenly the wind starts and you see some waves appearing. What happens to the moon? It seems to have broken up into what? Into different sparkles on the various waves. So it breaks up into many reflections of the same water appearing in the form of wave. So wave is existing in its own absence. The many reflections are expressing in their own absence, but water is one and the reflection of the moon is one. ये अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है, इसको तुम अपने पे लगा लो. So that one water of the mind, it became idam, and with every idam there has to be a aham. Without aham, idam cannot express, and this is how this mind is functioning. But it's a limited example. Now you in your mind you will start looking for moon somewhere. कौन reflect कर रहा है? करो. Good point. Who is reflecting? I. Find out. That was a Raman Maharishi's question. Who is reflecting? As aham and idam. Who is reflecting? Find out. Our journey is from manyness of idam to come to aham. Then from aham, I'm telling step by lay prakriya. From manyness of the idam to aham. From aham to recognize that aham is the same aham which is expressing through all. Aham is the same aham expressing through all equipments. This is called jiva bhava. Jiva bhava. When you come to one aham, it is jiva. With reference to one body, it is one jiva. When you catch in yourself that hey, the principle of life is the same in everyone, the principle of light is the same behind all the lights, you have come to jiva bhava. Who knows it? God knows that. That is the God principle. That is the God principle. Now you get out of both the individual aham and the principal aham. You go back to the original. Then you go back to the original. In fact, when you come to this principle of total, that this aham is not many ahams, not many eyes. It is the one eye alone. Just like this, it is not many bodies. It's the same body, same woman who's expressing as the mother, same woman expressing as the sister, same woman expressing as the wife, same woman expressing as the daughter. So has it become many women? Same woman. So where are these? Existing in their own absence. But wife is with reference to man, the husband. Mother is with reference to daughter. The daughter is with reference to mother. But where are those? They are only concepts, they are only ideas in your mind. And same thing is telling here that all activity that is taking place between aham and idam, and it is because the source of it is the pratibimb. Pratibimb is the chetana, the life principle, and that life principle is the reflection of consciousness. And that reflection of consciousness, now take one step further. ये अगर समझ आ गया तो, नहीं आ गया तो फिर से सुनना कभी. When reflection of consciousness is not identified with idam, the aham is not identified with idam, then it is
Swayam.
witnessing consciousness. It is the Sakshi Chaitanya. It is the Sakshi Chaitanya. See? So this is what is told. But this illusion governs the action taken by the mind and the intellect of the creature. But the foolish, ignorant ones think out of their delusion and ignorance that the uniform, faultless, eternally truthful soul is both the doer as well as the enjoyer of the fruits or rewards of the deeds or actions. You, in essence, are neither the doer nor the enjoyer. Who is the karta and bhokta, doer and enjoyer? It is the ego. It is the I. It is the manifest I. But who are you? Are you the I which is manifest, which comes and goes with every thought? Or are you the eternal? Do you feel that you are coming and going? In spite of so many wakers, dreamers, sleepers coming and going over the years, do you feel you have come and gone? So which one are you? Which one are we? These things are worthy of contemplation, so that we come back to the base. After एक बार ये click हो गया, एक ही बार, even if you get one glimpse of it, you cannot go back to being the stupid fellow on the walking on the planet. One glimpse also, because once you get the glimpse, it will be a continuous pull back towards your. You may forget for some time, but it will catch you again, and again you will be fired to go back to be the, not go back, to be the source, to be free. And that's what everyone, knowingly or unknowingly, is wanting. Freedom, swatantra. Conclude कर देते हैं यहाँ पे. हाँ. But the foolish, ignorant ones think out of their delusion and ignorance that the uniform, faultless, eternally truthful soul is both the doer as well as the enjoyer of the fruits or rewards of the deeds of or actions. In fact, the Supreme Soul, that is Atma, has nothing to do with it. It is only due to the delusion that the mind and intellect think that the soul or Atma does this or that. See Kishkinda Kand, we'll look at it when it comes. We'll conclude here today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Lot of Vedanta going on. So that is what the first chapter is all about. What can I do? The name is Adhyatma Ramayana. Let me just open my